State to give priority to agricultural development. Group describes Deputy Senate President's remark on democracy shocking. Schools in Nigeria to learn in local languages. Welcome to the AM News. I am Eunice Johnson. The Borno State Governor, Kashim Shettima, says his administration will give priority to agricultural transformation in a bid to fight poverty in the state. Speaking at the third Nigeria Zero Hunger Forum in Maiduguri, the governor disclosed that the state is embarking on various farm support services such as agricultural mechanization, processing, and farm entrepreneurial skills. Governor Kashim Shettima revealed that the programs are designed to add value and provide market to agricultural products. The program is aimed at returning Borno State to its former state of being one of the country's major producers of food, livestock, and fishery products. In a related development, the Borno State government is collaborating with the federal government and other stakeholders to rehabilitate the state's agricultural sector ravaged by insurgency. Speaking at the launch of the State Zero Hunger Initiative, the governor of the Northeast state expressed confidence that the project will provide means of livelihood to persons displaced by Boko Haram activities. Commending former President Olusegun Obasanjo, founder of the project, the state governor stressed that the initiative would go a long way in controlling hunger and malnutrition. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo supports Borno State's agricultural drive. As part of efforts to ensure food security in the Northeast, former President Olusegun Obasanjo says the Borno State government's Zero Tolerance on Hunger program will accelerate food production and fast-track the social and economic development of the country. The former president disclosed this at the launch of the program in Maiduguri. According to him, the program is part of the Sustainable Development Goals aimed at improving the lives of the people. Explaining the purpose of the program, the Deputy Director of Partnership for Delivery, International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, Kenton Dashell, said the organization would support the program to achieve sustainable agricultural development. The recent alarm raised by the Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, on an alleged military incursion into the country has been described as shocking. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Tosin Adeyanju, the Advanced People's Democratic Alliance says the country's democracy is still evolving. The organization says to Nigerians to be patient, insisting that the country's democracy will be protected and strengthened by all citizens. The Deputy President of the Senate had recently, during plenary, lambasted the manner at which some of the state governors were muzzling oppositions. According to him, that was an indication that the country's democracy was receding. The National Insurance Commission has confirmed the takeover of Unique Insurance. At a press conference in Lagos, the spokesman for the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, disclosed that the takeover will ensure better performance of the company. The spokesperson of NICOM revealed that an interim board has been appointed to rescue the company from collapse. The board is to carry out a forensic audit on the financial status of the company. The Nigerian Customs Service is focusing on the activities of smugglers in order to boost the country's economy. The Controller Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service (NCS) disclosed this recently in Lagos. The Controller revealed plans to tighten the noose around smugglers and bring out culprits to book. primary and secondary schools across the country will commence learning science and mathematics in indigenous languages. Making the disclosure during a retreat for researchers in Akure, the Ondo State capital, Director General of the National Center for Technology Management, Okechukwu Ukwoma, explained that experts are being contracted to translate science and mathematics in various Nigerian languages. The Director General, who is also a member of the Ministerial Committee to teach science and technology in indigenous languages, expressed optimism in the success of the project. He also noted that textbooks have been translated to some local languages through the efforts of the committee. The Director General, however, lamented the lack of good research works in the country, blaming it on the get-rich-quick attitude of the people. The senator representing Kaduna State, Senator Shehu Sani, has raised an alarm, stating that the country's prisons will be filled with journalists and other opponents of the government if the proposed hate speech is passed. In a reaction to the bill on the floor of the Senate, the vocal senator said the law against hate speech will be used against free speech. He explained that as a democratic state, the country's security issues must be balanced with the constitutional obligation and moral duty to uphold the rule of law and to respect citizens' rights. Sani, whose remarks are contained in a writing on his Facebook wall, maintained that anyone who does not want to be criticized should not occupy public office. He likened the call for punishment over hate speech to a call for tyranny. The People's Democratic Party has apologized to women in the country for what the party described as the failure of men to lead the country. The national chairman of the opposition party, Uche Secondus, made the remark at an event organized by the women leader of the party to mark the International Women's Day in Abuja. Uche Secondus advised women to take active role in politics, especially in contesting the presidency. The PDP chairman noted that men have failed in managing state responsibilities. He urged women to take advantage of the PDP constitution that allows women to aspire for leadership positions. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party called on women to be courageous enough to contest for councillorship positions up to the presidency level. And in business, Canadian Finance Minister William Borno is putting a positive spin on President Donald Trump's steel and aluminium tariffs. Trump signed 2 proclamations that implemented broad import tariffs of 25% on steel and 10% aluminium. Canada and Mexico were exempted from tariffs on the new steel and aluminium at a time when those 2 nations and the United States were trying to renegotiate the 1994 North American Free Trade Agreement. And in sports, Serena Williams shook off the rust from a 15-month layoff due to pregnancy to win her opening match at the World Tennis Association WTA Indian Wells event with a 7-5-6-3 victory over Serena Diaz. The unseeded Williams was the top-ranked player in the world when she began her long layoff following her victory at the 2017 Australian Open, where she was already expecting daughter Alexis Olympia, who was born in September last year. Williams entered the court Thursday night to a loud ovation, with many in the half-full stadium standing and applauding as she came out of the tunnel for her 3rd appearance in Indian Wells in the last 17 years. Afterwards, it was a matter of gradually asserting herself by taking control of the rallies as she got the first break of serve in the 11th game of the first set and secured the set in the next game on her 3rd set point. The 36-year-old American is the star attraction in Indian Wells, but behind her popularity this year was the mystery surrounding her match fitness and ball-striking ability. The 23-time Grand Slam winner answered some questions Thursday by blasting 4 aces and winning 63% of her first serve point against a tough opponent who claimed her first WTA title last year in Tokyo. Williams also won a whopping 64% of her second serves and broke Diaz's ranked 53rd in the world 5 times in the 92-minute match. She had 4 double faults, but her impressive second serve win ratio was evidence of a game plan that included being aggressive and not sitting back and allowing Kazakhstan's Diaz to dictate the pace of the play. Williams set up a second-round match with 29th-seeded Kiki Bertens. A win over Bertens could see her face her older sister Venus in the third round. Venus, who is seeded 8th, enjoyed a first-round bye and will play Romania's Sorana Cristea in her opening match. After a couple of exhibitions, Williams was eager to hit with the big guns on the WTA Tour again. On the foreign scene, Republic of Congo's main opposition group has urged the government to allow International Monetary Fund supervised audit of state-owned companies to confirm the magnitude of the country's debt. IMF reports say oil-producing Congo owes creditors at least $9.14 billion, equivalent to about 110% of gross domestic product. The debt in the Central African nation has more than tripled since 2010 because of a series of pre-financing deals by the state oil company that has allegedly been used by people close to or being part of President Denis Sassou Nguesso's family. The IMF estimate of Congo's debt is based on information provided by Congolese authorities. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Borno State to give priority to agricultural development. Group describes Deputy Senate President's remark on democracy shocking. Schools in Nigeria to learn in local languages. Before we go, I leave you with this thought. Don't poison the joy of today with the pain of yesterday. Thanks for staying tuned. I am Eunice Johnson. Bye for now.